All right, so we've got March 25th, 2025. And man, the NBA did not hold back on giving us a loaded schedule today.
You can say that again.
Okay.
It's almost overwhelming how much action is packed into today.
That's why we're here, though, right? To break it all down. With all the intel you've gathered, we're going to give everyone the storylines, the insights, the stuff that actually matters.
Without having to wade through hours of analysis themselves, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's jump right in, and where else to start? But with, well, a game that tips off with a very international feel. The Orlando Magic and the Los Angeles Lakers facing off in Abu Dhabi.
3:00 a.m. your time, no less.
Yeah, talk about a testament to the NBA's global reach right there. But beyond that scheduling quirk, it's a fascinating matchup in itself.
Oh, absolutely. You've got the Lakers with their, established stars, their veteran presence.
And then the Magic, who are all about that young and developing talent.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Your sources probably highlight that contrast quite a bit,
Right.
right? The Lakers relying on proven commodities versus the Magic still trying to, fully blossom.
Yeah, and you can't talk about this game without mentioning Paolo Banchero for the Magic and, LeBron James for the Lakers.
It's almost like a symbolic passing of the torch moment, even if LeBron might still have some gas left in the tank.
Well, he's LeBron James, right? But I did see in the analysis you brought up that the Lakers might actually have a kind of home court advantage even in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, that's an interesting wrinkle, isn't it? Speaks volumes about their global fan base.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though, do your sources say anything about how that might actually translate to the arena atmosphere?
It seems like the NBA has a huge following in that region. So while there will definitely be Lakers fans, it might not be as overwhelming as you'd see in, say, Los Angeles.
Right. It might end up feeling more like a neutral site in that sense.
Now let's shift gears a bit. Still at that 3-point arrow AM slot, we've got the Indiana Pacers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. This one feels like it has the potential to be a high-scoring shootout.
Both teams can put up points in a hurry, no doubt about that. But what jumps out from your analysis is that the Timberwolves have really clamped down defensively this season, especially when it comes to points in the paint.
Right. They're a force to be reckoned with down low. So can Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers' league-leading fast break attack overcome that?
That's the million-dollar question. And let's not forget the individual matchup everyone will be watching: Halliburton versus Anthony Edwards.
Two of the league's most exciting young players going head-to-head.
Absolutely.
Way.
But beyond the star power, your sources also emphasize something that's often overlooked in these high-scoring affairs:
What's that?
controlling the boards and minimizing turnovers.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
With all the possessions in a fast-paced game like this, those little things can make a huge difference.
Exactly. Winning the rebounding battle, those second-chance opportunities, they can be backbreakers.
Now, as we move a little later into the morning, we have a couple of games tipping off almost simultaneously. The Washington Wizards facing the Toronto Raptors at 3:00 a.m., and then the Brooklyn Nets against the Dallas Mavericks shortly after at 3:30 a.m.
With the Wizards and the Raptors, what struck me is how inconsistent both teams have been this year.
Yeah, my sources highlight that too. It makes this game really hard to predict. Anything could happen.
Exactly. It's the kind of game where a role player you wouldn't expect could suddenly go off.
Whereas the Nets versus the Mavericks, well, some of the analysis you brought up is already calling this a potential playoff preview.
Which instantly elevates the stakes.
Sure. And when you talk about the Mavericks, the conversation always starts with Luka Doncic.
He's the engine that makes them go. And the question is, can the Nets contain him? Can they disrupt his flow? Can they limit his scoring and playmaking?
It's a tall order for any team.
No doubt. And on the Raptors side, it seems like they're still searching for their identity this season.
They're a bit of an enigma right now.
Yeah, and facing a Wizards team that can be dangerous when they're clicking will be a real test for them. Can they find some consistency?
All right, moving into what might be primetime viewing for some folks on the East Coast. We hit the 4:00 a.m. mark with the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Denver Nuggets, and then an hour later, the Philadelphia 76ers clash with the Chicago Bulls.
Now, the Nuggets, with Nikola Jokic leading the charge, are always a threat.
Always. He's one of those players who can just do it all, scoring, passing, rebounding at an elite level.
Right. Your sources likely point to that versatility as their biggest strength.
Yeah, they do. And for the Pelicans, they've got a lot of talent, but the key for them has been staying healthy.
That's been their Achilles heel all season. If they can stay healthy and maybe find a way to slow Jokic down, they could pull off the upset.
Then you've got that classic Eastern Conference matchup between the 76ers and the Bulls.
Those two always seem to bring out the best in each other.
It's like a rivalry that never gets old. And one thing that stood out from my analysis is just how good the 76ers defense has been.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Your sources probably emphasize that quite a bit.
Yeah, they do. The Bulls have some capable scorers, but if the 76ers can disrupt their flow, control the paint, that could be the deciding factor. And then finally, we reach that 6:00 a.m. doubleheader. First up, the Sacramento Kings versus the Phoenix Suns, and then the main event, the Boston Celtics against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Now, the Kings and the Suns, it's really a clash of styles, isn't it? You've got the Kings with all their youthful energy and that fast-paced offense.
And then the Suns with their veteran experience and that more methodical half-court approach.
It'll be interesting to see which style prevails.
But let's be honest, the game everyone's going to be glued to is the Celtics versus the Bucks.
A potential Eastern Conference Finals preview right there.
That's what a lot of the analysts are saying. And it's easy to see why these two teams are loaded with talent and the intensity is always through the roof when they play.
And, of course, you can't talk about this game without mentioning the individual battle everyone will be watching, Giannis Antetokounmpo versus Jason Tatum.
Two of the NBA's biggest stars going head-to-head.
It's going to be must-see TV.
Absolutely. Now, taking a step back, looking at all these games, your analysis made a point that really resonated with me.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
It's not just about those marquee matchups, the star players. We need to pay attention to the role players, too, the guys coming off the bench.
You're absolutely right. A team that gets solid production from their bench can swing a game in their favor, especially in a close one.
And we can't forget about defense either.
Oh, yeah. Defensive intensity, that can make all the difference. Sometimes a team that might not have the most offensive firepower can completely shut down a high-scoring opponent just by playing lockdown defense.
And finally, there's the whole question of pace and tempo.
Right. Does a team like the Pacers get to run and gun, or does a team like the Nuggets slow things down and control the game in the half court? That battle for tempo can be crucial.
It's like a chess match unfolding on the court. So as you're watching, try to identify which team is dictating the style of play. Are the Timberwolves forcing the Pacers into tough shots? Are the Kings getting out in transition and running the Suns off the floor? Those are the little things that can win or lose you a game.
So to sum it all up, March 25th, 2025 is shaping up to be an absolute feast of NBA action.
We've got international flair with the Magic and Lakers in Abu Dhabi, potential offensive fireworks with the Pacers and Timberwolves, possible playoff preview with the Nets and Mavericks, that classic Eastern Conference rivalry between the 76ers and Bulls, and of course the potential finals preview with the Celtics and Bucks.
And as you're watching, keep those key player matchups in mind. Banchero versus James Halliburton against Edwards the Nets, trying to contain Doncic, the Pelicans, trying to slow down Jokic, and that heavyweight bout between Giannis and Tatum.
But don't forget about the role players, the importance of defense, and who's controlling the pace of the game.
It all leads to a final thought for you. Think about how the different playing styles, the clash between offense and defense, ultimately determine which teams come out on top. It's a fascinating dynamic that plays out every night in the NBA.
And that's what makes this league so great. So buckle up, folks. It's going to be a wild ride.
Enjoy the games, everyone.
See ya next time.
Take care.